The challengers brought their A game. I am Chris with the Joshi Wrestling recap for Tjpw April 30th, 2022, available on Wrestle Universe. This was the final Tjpw show before their big Golden Week show on May 3rd. The main event was a trios match between current champs on one team against the challengers on the other, and there were also a few other fun matches. Before the start of the show, there was a contract signing between the champions and challengers, but Tjpw contract signings are played straight, so don't expect any flipped tables. This was a multi-camera show with no commentary, and the Up girls sang and danced to start the show. We opened with a singles match between Suzumi and Tjpw. This was probably the best Tjpw match I have seen yet, and Suzumi was a large part of that. Because Suzumi is so small, it doesn't take a lot to suspend your disbelief that Suzumi would have issues and struggle against any opponent, even one as green as Tjpw. Granted, the match did have a few headlock spots, but Suzumi did a good job of making it look like it took effort to keep the hold locked on, which keeps your attention. I don't really want to go over the match in detail, because I can't really describe a move or a story beat why this match was good between a mid-card and low-card wrestler on the Tjpw roster. Suzumi won the match via pinfall after hitting her Ring the Bell cutter. I will say though that this random match raised my opinion of Suzumi. I saw her ceiling before as the International Princess Champ, but I could see her bringing the Princess Champ in the future. The second match on the card was another singles match, this one between Arisu Endo and Yuki Aino. I felt this match was a bounce-back match for Yuki Aino from her match the night before. Arisu Endo had nice chemistry with Yuki Aino in this match. The match started with both trading holds and locks before Arisu Endo used her speed advantage to get a few running back elbows to connect. But any advantage Arisu had was short-lived, and Yuki Aino's strength would come into play. Yuki's shoulder tackles and body slams would stop any momentum Arisu Endo could get. Arisu Endo did pull out a move I don't remember seeing from her, and I don't know the name of. It was like an air raid crash, but instead of holding the opponent's neck, she holds their arm. But even with new moves, Arisu Endo wasn't able to win, and Yuki Aino won via submission after putting Arisu in a full Nelson. A fun three-way match was next between Raku, Harunu Neko, and Rika Tatsumi. The fun started even before the ring entrances had finished, and Riku left the ring and hid in the crowd. Rika Tatsumi pointed out they were missing someone, but the ref started the match anyways. Raku would make her first appearance in the match to break up a pin before running out of the ring again. What followed was a fun bit involving competing Oishimi Express attempts by all three wrestlers, and it turns out Raku was the only one who can pull it off properly. This match was pretty much a handicap match with Rika Tatsumi trying to defeat both Raku and Harunu Neko. There were also fun double pin attempts by Rika Tatsumi and Harunu Neko in the match. The Harunu Neko one was impressive in that it was a sunset flip pin of both Rika Tatsumi and Raku at the same time. Harunu Neko and Rika Tatsumi were having a bit of a back and forth near the end, when a rolling codebreaker by Neko forced Rika out of the ring. Raku then took this opportunity to attack Harunu Neko with a sling blade and her special neckbreaker, the Dr. Yellow, and Raku pinned Neko for the victory. A rare Raku victory. The fourth match was next, a singles bout between Maki Ito and Moka Miyamoto. Maki Ito came to the ring singing her entrance music like normal, and as for the match itself, it was fine. The match felt like an extended squash of Moka Miyamoto by Maki Ito. From the beginning of the match, Maki Ito was pretty consistent in targeting Moka's back with forearms or submissions, slowly grinding her down. Moka Miyamoto did get some offense in though when she was able to connect with a leg lariat and applied a submission after that, but other than that, the match was mostly Maki Ito. After connecting with a headbutt and a jumping DDT, Maki Ito got the submission victory after she applied the Ito Punish. It feels weird that the International Princess Championship is in limbo. There doesn't appear to be any challengers for her title in the future. Hopefully something will be revealed about her future story at the Tjpw show on the 3rd of May, whether that is defending the title overseas or a new challenger comes forward. The next match was a tag match and maybe a hint of future Princess tag challenging team. Yuki Kamifuku with Mihiro Kiru against the team of Miyu Yamashita and Miyu Watanabe, the Miyus. This was a good match with a few lighthearted sections. The match started with an extended section between Miyu Yamashita and Yuki Kamifuku, where Yuki was trying to poke Miyu in the eyes and Miyu was trying to stop it. Yuki Kamifuku was able to get an eye poke through Miyu Yamashita's defense after stepping on her foot. This eye poke and subsequent apology spot by Mihiro Kiru enraged Miyu Yamashita, and throughout the rest of the match, Miyu Yamashita was staring daggers at Yuki Kamifuku. The match wasn't really close after this. Miyu Yamashita and Miyu Watanabe had a large power and skill advantage over the other team, and any momentum Yuki Kamifuku or Mihiro Kiru got was quickly stopped with a backbreaker, body slam, or kick. After Miyu Watanabe's first attempt at a Canadian backbreaker on Mihiru Kiru was interrupted by Yuki Kamifuku, Miyu applied it again, and this time Yuki was dealt with by Miyu Yamashita, and while Mihiru Kiru was helpless on Miyu Watanabe's shoulders, Miyu Yamashita got on the top corner and hit a diving knee on Mihiru while Miyu slammed her down at the same time and got the pinfall victory. This move is apparently called the kicked out kaboom, and looks pretty devastating. That leads us to the main event and a preview of both title matches happening at the next TJPW show. The champs on one team, the Princess champion Shoko Nakajima with Princess Tag champions Yuka Sakazaki and Mizuki, versus challengers Hyper Misao and team of Free Wi-Fi Naoko Kuda and Hikari Noa. This was a good match and did its job of getting you hyped for the title matches. Before the match started, Hyper Misao asked for the mic and said she would fight clean this match and proceeded to discard 3 cans of cold spray she had hidden on her person. The ref then checked the corner pad and saw that Free Wi-Fi had loosened the pad and asked for it to be tightened back up. Then the match started. This was a close back and forth match. Both teams were giving the other their best shots. At one point, Free Wi-Fi put Yuka Sakazaki in a double submission that she couldn't escape and had to be broken up. Then Chekhov's corner pad came into play between Free Wi-Fi and Yuka Sakazaki when Yuka stole the corner pad that Free Wi-Fi removed and attempted to use it as a weapon. The back portion of this match saw Hyper Misao and Shoko Nakajima against each other trading strikes and moves until out of nowhere, Hyper Misao hit the move she had teased a few times earlier in the match, the Veritas, which is a sit-out facebuster-like move, and got the surprise pin on champ Shoko Nakajima. And that was the show. I really liked the first, third, and main event matches from the show, but you probably only need to watch the main event. The next TJPW show is their big show for Golden Week on May 3rd, and we'll have 2 championship matches. One for the Princess of Princess title, and the second the Princess Tag titles, along with a full card of interesting matches. AEW wrestler Hikaru Shida will also make an appearance in the tag match, and there will be a retirement ceremony for former TJPW roster member Rika Saiki, who hasn't been active wrestler for a couple years and is now making her retirement official. This has been the Joshi Wrestling Recap for TJPW April 30th, 2022. Thanks for listening.